Deep there talked about some of the building blocks that need to be in place for these implementations to be successful. But of course, every organization has existing tech stacks, existing IT environments that they can't just throw out. They need to integrate Gen AI into those existing tech stacks. Are you seeing a growing preference for hybrid approaches to generative AI? And if so, what do those look like?
Yeah, so most of the customer we are seeing, they wanted to leverage multiple models and multiple deployment environments of generative AI. Because of the compliance and regulation, customer cannot move all their data to a single environment. So, and secondly, use cases that require low latency, for example, vision AI on the factory floor or on a retail outlet where you need to analyze the data at source, where you have to bring compute to data rather than data to compute. So there is a growing need for a common extraction pass layer so that customer can leverage multiple models and multiple deployment models. So today organizations have a choice between proprietary models as well as open source models. Hugging Face, for example, have 300,000 models with 50,000 data sets and 2 million users and growing.
And so what do those hybrid models look like, Gaurav? And how do we kind of incorporate some of those building blocks that Sandeep was talking about in order to move forwards and to do so safely and securely with governance around them, but also that so we can leverage the full potential?
Yeah, so see, there are challenges for sure as we go along with the generative AI journey. So the first and the foremost challenge is data privacy and security. Large language model will require huge amount of data to be trained. Now, ensuring data privacy and security is paramount, especially in the sector of health, public sector or financial sector, where you have GDPR and HIPAA compliance, that create more complexity of usage of data. Second is bias and fairness, what we call responsive AI. Data is a new oil. Generative AI model had to be trained on large set of data. And to avoid garbage in and garbage out analogy, it's vital that the purity of data to be maintained, so we don't have the issues like discrimination or hallucination or unethical output. So complexity has increased because the data is coming from multiple vectors and multiple sources, and velocity, variety, and volume of data has increased also. Last but not the least, I will say energy efficiency. Training huge amount of data on millions of parameters will require intensive compute. Now, deploying efficient model and infrastructure that can extract and optimize compute to increase the throughput, that will reduce the latency that is needed.
Yeah, thanks, Gaurav. Obviously, there are multiple things at play here, multiple challenges. How have you seen organizations effectively overcome some of those challenges? What's working well for them? And what's been your involvement in helping them overcome some of those challenges?
So few trends we are seeing in the industry and from our customer. One is, the discretionary funding has gone down and due to inflationary conditions. But because the digital transformation has become, the mainstream, percentage of the revenue has grown. So, for example, 5.4% in 2022, it has gone to 6.6 in 2023, and we are expecting 7.9% in 2024, a percentage of revenue invested in IT. AI will drive 74% in terms of, the run side of business, which is HR, finance, optimizing your sale, marketing and IT areas. And 26% we are expecting to flow into your, product, which will drive business function, growth and drive innovation. I think the second area where we are seeing customers are grappling with is they wanted more and more companies, I will say they wanted to be a value creator. They don't want to reduce their strategy to just an API call. We are seeing more organizations are planning a catalog of small models built on their own data set, and that will become a valuable asset. small model, customizable, specific, cheaper, perform better to the downstream task. And third area where we are seeing organization investing a lot and where we are supporting the organization is the evolution of digital labor. Digital labor is the augmentation of human glue in customer care or HR or procurement or sale and IT. By integrating conversational AI and NLP to collaborate with human, enhancing the user experience while maintaining the human oversight, and that create orchestration of dynamic sequencing based on input from user and the context, and that create an intelligent workflow leading to service, self-service. So now the end customer become your critical part of your workflow.
Yeah, great. Some great examples there, Gaurav. Many thanks for sharing your thoughts. Alas, that is all we have time for this session. But great to hear from you and Sandeep as well, of course. Thanks so much for walking us through the journey and giving us those tips and recommendations.
Thank you. Thanks.